Thank you, Chair. With your permission, can I ask the finance officer, or you want the procurement to deal with it? Please.
We'll give the procurement a mic.
Thank you, Chair. On the item of the laptops, the provisional service tender document is the amount of money which is managed by the project manager with instructions to the contractor. So then, the project manager, having been employed by the client, which is PWANI University, was given the mandate to that money using instructions for the construction project, and therefore did an instruction for procurement of laptops, which were received by the project manager, having been supplied by the contractor. When they were received by the project manager, there was a delivery which we have attached in our defense, the delivery note from the contractor, and when the items were received, they were put to charge in the stores of the public works and issued from the public works, and we have attached the evidence to show that. I think it was implied that public works being a government institution just like PWANI, and the items have been put to charge in their stores, they follow the procurement rules now that money, provisional sums, were managed by the project manager for the project management of that project. Thank you.
Auditor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The management did not provide the supporting documents to justify the payment of the provisional sum of 15.8 million. Further, no evidence was provided that the computers were taken on charge by the university, given that the university is the one that is going to benefit from the complex. The complex is its assets, so even the computers should be the assets of the university. Thank you, Chair.
So in this case, who paid the money? Is it the university or the public works?
It is the client, which is the university, paid the money, but the project manager is hired by the client to manage the project. The computers were solely for the purpose of the project.
So did you have the documentation to that effect? And why didn't you provide? Yes, Visi.
Thank you so much. We followed up with Public Works, and unfortunately, it's only yesterday morning that we got the the records that they received the documents, and we have attached them now in this report. But it wasn't there before. I don't blame the auditors.
So then, auditor, have you received the documents this morning?
No, Chair.
VC, you can see clearly that we don't have the documentation, so we'll pen that one, and then you provide the documents to the auditor, then we'll proceed from there. Next.
Madam.
Chair.
Yes.
Just for the record, I mean, it's very bad asset management or procurement practice to try and mix movable and fixed asset, lumping them under one budget. I think this is the procurement person. It's a bad practice from a professional perspective. Maybe it's something that you need to avoid going forward. You can't get movable assets. You hide them under fixed assets. Then you try to work backwards. You start doing reverse logistics. I think it's something that should completely be avoided from a practitioner's perspective.
You are well guided?
Yes.
Thank you. Next, auditor.
Thank you, Chair. The next issue is long outstanding employee benefit obligations balance. The statement of financial position reflects employees' benefit obligation balance of 50 million. The balance included an amount of 1.3 million in respect of net salaries payable, out of which a balance of 370,751 was owed to 10 employees, has been outstanding for a long time, dating to December 2021. Thank you, Chair.
Management?
Thank you, Madam. With your permission, I would like to kindly ask the finance officer to handle that, please.
Finance Officer.
Thank you, Chair. It is true indeed, we had that balance outstanding as at then, and relates to staff that had left service. The policy of the university requires that upon full clearance, final dues are calculated, and then they are paid out to the staff who are fully cleared. Chair, these 22 staff are not cleared then. As of today, 12 of them have since cleared, and we paid them their final dues, while 10 are still outstanding.
So what effort are you making to ensure that you clear all the outstanding obligations?
Madam, our policy says that they should clear before we give them their dues, so we have contacted them to come and clear with the university so that we lay this to the end. Thank you, Madam.
Okay, thank you. Next.
Thank you, Chair. We are now in the final year, which is a report of the Auditor General on financial statements of PWANI University for the year ended 30th June 2024. The audit opinion was qualified, and the first qualifying issue was misclassification of expenditure. In this here, the statement of financial performance reflects expenditure on contracted services totaling to Kenya shillings 29,794,000. The expenditure included 11,477,000 in respect of cleaning services. Included in the cleaning services was an expenditure of 1,956,750 paid to casual wages and statutory deductions, wrongly classified as cleaning services instead of employee costs. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of the expenditure on contracted services totaling to 29,794,000 could not be confirmed. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Management.
Thank you, Madam. With your permission, I would like to kindly ask the finance officer to handle that. Thank you.
The Chair,
Yes.
even though the finance officer is handling the same, the VC should understand that he is the accounting officer.
Correct.
And they should be assist of the facts. It's only on technical issues where the finance officer should be assisted. Can't just be passing everything, whatever is asked, may I ask this to reply, may I ask this to reply. Then what is his obligation? Is he abdicating his duty? Should tell us if he knows or he doesn't know.
VC, are you in charge? In charge, or the institution is being run by the auditor? Probably. Sorry, the finance officer. You need to tell us that, because it's a valid question, actually, from the honorable member.
I honestly understand where the honorable member is coming from, but the title of this is misclassification of expenditure, which is a technical issue about where to place the expenditure, which is solely under the finance. So with your permission, Madam, let the finance officer who misclassified explain why he misclassified, because that is the topic here.
VC, did you understand, do you understand the issues that have been raised?
Yes.
Because, you know, even before you appear before this committee, you should have been seized of the matters by your finance officer, so that at least there is some kind of attempt by you to answer these questions.
Let me
We are seeing a scenario in this committee that throughout the session, you're just passing. So it's pass.
Okay, my apologies. What happened is that the contract for cleaning services ended mid-term in the financial year. And because of that, then, we resolved to hire casuals to manage the cleaning because the university was still in session. And during that time, we basically used casual wages vote to pay for these casual workers. And the auditor has pointed out that that was a mistake. We should have used the money that is meant for wages and payment of employee benefits to use it on this aspect. But we had used that money from the casual wages. And there was a reason that I wanted the finance officer to explain further. That is the much that I can say for now. And I'm sorry if this committee feels that I'm passing the buck.
Okay, finance officer.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Indeed, it is true. We used the cleaning service budget to pay for these casuals. Chair, when we were about to wind up the year, it was 3 months to the financial year, the contract had lapsed. And again, for transition purpose, we had to hire casuals to continue those services for 3 months as we contract another service provider. This is usually an annual process. Now, the dilemma came that the casual wages vote and employee benefits did not have a provision to hire cleaning services. The amounts had been budgeted under the cleaning services. So there was 2 options. Option 1 to either overdraw the wages, the employee costs, or option 2, we go to the activity that the budget had been approved by council for such services. So, Chair, we went ahead to actually charge the cleaning services vote for these casual wages related solely for the cleaning services.
Honorable Bissau.
Thank you, Chair. The VC and the finance officer have just confirmed that they've got a very incompetent procurement section. There is what we call contract tracking. The establishment of a contract and when it's due for renewal, which was not renewed on time. Maybe I would like to ask a few questions to the procurement person. Give the mic to the procurement person. Your boss, the VC, is saying the contract was not renewed. It elapsed. In contract management, there is a time when either you're going to renew or you're not going to renew. You have to start the bidding process. Why wasn't this contract renewed? And again, if you knew you're not going to renew it, why didn't you initiate the bidding process to identify a new service provider?
Thank you, Chair. During that period, maybe I need to exonerate myself. I had not even joined BUNGE University. I joined in February last year. But when I look at the chronology of the story, that the contract expired in March. The contract expired in March. There's a possibility that contract was just for 1 year and not renewable, not on renewable basis. So if it got expired in March and they started a procurement process maybe in April.
Okay, give it back to the VC. VC, why wasn't the contract renewed on time, or why didn't you go out to do the bidding earlier so that you establish a new vendor?
Thank you, Honorable Member. We all know that during the academic year that starts in September and it ends in December for first semester, and then January and ends in March, that is when we basically have the money to be able to do a lot of things. When the contract expired, That is the time that the students were leaving for the long break, and therefore we thought instead of now renewing it when we don't even have the money, we use the casual wages until the new financial year.
But
I mean, your answer is not convincing, Bwana VC. Contracts, whether there is no money or there is money, a contract can be there. You can do a call-off. It doesn't mean a contract you can spend or you cannot spend. Depending with, you can activate it. So the issue of saying students end of year does not really add up. It is a fault that you have to admit. You are there by that time.
Yes, I was.
Your procurement person?
Unfortunately,
that time?
the procurement person was there, but has now since moved. So we have now a new procurement officer.
Moved where? To another organization or still within your organization?
Still within the university.
Now, do you have other pending contracts today that are expiring and you've not initiated?
Yes, sir. We have the staff medical insurance cover that we have not started because...
When is it expiring?
It expired in July.
July?
Yes, sir.
So your staff don't have a cover as we speak? And from a management perspective, do you think that is good management?
It may not be good management, but there is a government directive that we do everything on the EGP this year. Let's forget about the casual.
we are talking about what is happening now.
Yes.
It is what we. Yeah. So can you deal with the current questions, VC?
So I don't answer that one. I go back to the casuals.
No, we are saying that. Can you answer back? What Mheshimiwa is asking is that the person who was running this, is he still doing the same today?
No, he's not.
So, I mean, this is a life issue. Your staff, starting with yourself and your family, because you're under this cover, have you heard of exemptions? Seeking for exemption for a life-threatening issue? Because I know there are entities that have asked for a waiver from the ministry for them to do outside the EGP, especially for life-threatening issue, a medical cover.
We requested for that waiver on two aspects, sir. One was the fact that we had not repaired and bought mattresses when we were supposed to open in August. So we wrote together with the request for exemption of the staff medical.
Who did you write to?
We wrote to the PS, Ministry of Education, State Department for Higher Education, to our CS and to the CS Treasury.
What will be so difficult for you to ask for an extension of another 6 months pending the fixing of the EGP? I mean, because this is sheer incompetence, Bwana VC. I'm sorry to say this.
It's okay,
I mean,
but when there is a directive, sir, that we have to go into EGP, we complied with that directive, but we wrote for the waiver.
I am saying, if that was not visible, if you wrote a letter to the CS or you called in your board and told them, look, because of the EGP hindrances, we are asking for an extension of this contract for another 6 months for medical. Because right now, what you're doing, you've exposed your staff. You have exposed your staff.
That is very true, but the reason that the former procurement officer lost his job is because of exactly the medical cover. I have been 4 times to the EACC to explain about medical cover for various reasons. We had to follow the law. We wrote for the waiver, which was not given, sir. We tried our best, and we are now onto the EGP platform. We have even tried to move the first thing that we want to do on the EGP was the medical cover, which we did this week. But there is a hitch in that EGP system. But we have done all we can do.
So if you're sick today, what happens to you? How are you getting your cover?
I go to hospital and I pay, and then I come and claim.
Claim to who now? Because the cover,
the university.
Under which budget? I mean, because the cover is not there.
Yes, but we had budgeted for a staff medical cover of 60 million. which now we have not used for 5 months. So if somebody is sick or any person is sick, they go to hospital, they come with the receipts, and we replace the money.
I think, in my view, Chair,
We have also, Madam, with your permission, we have also gotten the unions, the 3 unions of WASU, KUSU, and KUDEHA to sit so that we can get SHA medical cover. And they sat and they said, no, since we have now finished all that is required on the EGP platform, we do not move to SHA.
So how long is it going to take you to have the medical cover in place?
By next week, if the issues of just issues in the EGP, we should have a medical cover by next
Okay, let's go back to the track, Honorable Kirimo.
Yeah, that's where I am, Madam Chair. You know, the VC, I would just want to know from you, you are this cleaning contract.
Yes.
And it had a budget of about 13 million.
Yes.
In that 13 million, if the budget for cleaning services was through a contractor, whom the contractor, you are saying that the contract is finished 3 months to the end period, then how did you manage to remove the money from that account of the cleaning contract to be paying casuals? And money was earmarked for cleaning services, not for casuals. How did you convert it? Are you running the university as a kiosk, or how did you just make it on your own way? You start withdrawing money from the, you know, if it comes even to paying the cleaning agent or the contractor, you must be having a system whereby you pay through the banks and so on. And now we are talking of casuals, whereby one come, maybe cut glass or wash the floor. How did you manage? Were you paying through cash transactions or through the accounts? How was it?
No, sir, we were not paying through cash. It's just that we had budgeted for the contracted services, 1, security services, B, cleaning services, and we also had a vote on casual services. And because the student had gone and the cleaning services had expired the contract, we reverted to using the casual vote to pay for the casual services for the cleaning.
And that's why I'm asking, how much did you use that extra which you used, other than from when the contract for cleaning services ended?
And again, under which law?
Under which law?
Yeah.
To convert?
It was, I'm told that it was about 230,000 that we used for that 3 months that we, 230,000 per month. So it was about 690,000 for the 3 months that we were doing this casual work.
But isn't that firemen?
No, we did not via because, as I said, we had already budgeted for casual work.
Madam
But, you
Chair.
know, VC, yes, Honorable Tonui, and then we go to Honorable Bissau.
I just wanted also to note the total amount used and where it is captured there. Is it captured?
It was captured in the budget.
But you know, VC, there's an amount that could not be confirmed. And even up to now, you've not convinced this committee where the 29,794,000 was spent. You can't convince us. I mean, if you could not convince the auditor, even as we sit here as committee members, you cannot convince us. Because, you know, this is public funds, Bwana VC.
Yes, madam, and we have made...
Because you see, VC, you cannot tell us why you could not renew a contract before the other one ends, so that now you revert to casuals. What was the interest? What interest did you have in these casuals?
Absolutely no interest whatsoever. But if we have actually accounted for the 29,794,000 under Article 2 below, where we are saying security services was 18,317,000. The cleaning services was 11,477,000, making a total of 29,794,000. We have accounted for that, madam.
Then why?
Madam
Yes,
Chair.
Yes.
Can we get a list of the casuals who were hired during that period?
Absolutely, we can avail that.
Where is it?
Did you avail them to the auditor?
I don't know if the auditor asked for them, but we have them.
Chair,
Oh, yes,
I think there's a very clear mismanagement
correct.
of the procurement process and the accounting process, whereby at will, the VC and his team decides on how to, shift issues. If you've budgeted under cleaning services, the money must be spent through a contract of cleaning services.
Correct.
You cannot come up and say again it was budgeted for. Yes, budgeted for, but how was it spent? Was it spent according to the book or according to the mechanism that I put in place, which is supposed to be a contract? So I think it's something that we need to point out, and when we'll be meeting the CS, we need to point out the weaknesses we're seeing at PWANI University. There's a casual, approach from the management
Casual way of doing things.
Of doing things.
Yes.
Which you don't expect. An example, you're training, you're expecting to bring out graduates in management, administrators. And in your own campus, you're not able even to do proper administration in terms of how you handle issues. What type of graduates are you going to bring in the market if you yourself, VC, you're not able to administer your own institution? An example, are you having degrees in procurement?
No, sir, I have a PhD in microbiology.
Not you. I'm saying in that institution, are you having a course in procurement and administration?
Yes, we have a bachelor's in
procurement.
Yes.
And accounting?
Yes, we do.
So what are you teaching those students? Or if they come to know right now, if they are following this and they see that our VC is not even able to manage the basics, procurement, accounting.
The procedure. The issue is the procedure. The procedure. You understand?
Yeah, be on record, Honorable.
You're supposed to be the role model. If it's procurement within the campus, you're doing it correctly. If it's accounting, you're doing it correctly. But you're not able to do that. If it's human resource management, you're doing it correctly. But in this case, you're not doing it correctly, Bwana VC.
And you are teaching students to do it correctly. So I don't know what...
I like to say the following, that the process of audit is supposed to bring about improvement in the way we handle our day-to-day activities. And I am glad that this audit process is making us improve. And so, when this...
But
telling us you are in a class, you are being taught here today of how you are going to improve and start teaching that university of how things are supposed to be done.
I do not...
From us.
I do not have the curriculum that we are talking about. All I'm saying is that the processes and procedures...
VC.
Yes, sir.
Really? Curriculum?
There is
Is that, I mean, why are you this casual?
a matter of incompetence somewhere.
Because VC, you cannot tell the honorable member that you do not have a curriculum. It is being rude. You are not taking this work seriously. Because the way you are answering, you are just too casual. We know this is not a classroom. We do not have curriculums here. We don't deal with the curriculum as honorable members. You are before us because there is an audit query. And the audit query is that you can't tell us why you did not renew a contract before the other one expires. And I think, honorable members, we just surcharged the VC the 29 million. Because, there must be some seriousness.
It's okay, Chair, Madam Chair, but before we come to the final conclusion is that I want just to go back to the cleaning services. They indicated to be 11,477,000. That's what was supposed to have been spent. And then they are saying that the institution had budgeted for 13 million, which means a difference of about 2 million. At the same time, if you go at the back page, you'll find that there was a budget extract for cleaning services, which must be showing that 13 million. But I've not seen a budget for casuals. I've not seen it anywhere, which they spent. So I want to know if they spent 600 in cash was to pay for that remaining period of about 3 months, what happened to the balance of 2.4 million? And then, in addition to that, I hope the VC is taking it, because it's treating things so casual. And I am sorry, VC, you may be assuming this committee so much due to reasons known to you. I just want another thing, Madam Chair, is that I just want to know from the VC, which was the initial or cleaning company, the name, and what was the VC waiting for the other company to come in? Because you see this gap in between, maybe it was a promise of a contract to another company. Could he have been the interested company, interested party to the new incoming cleaning company? Why didn't he renew or extend the contract for the previous company? And what were the clauses of this company? What were the clauses of the contract that he could not have extended the period? What interest? Because if you dig further here, you come out with very interesting things. Or which politician influenced him to finish with the first contractor and then now engage, have that gap of 3 months to have the new company registered and then apply for the contract?
Procurement officer,
Thank you, Chair.
on record, be on mic.
Thank you, Chair. Along the way, I think in my explanation, I had an oversight, kindly forgive me, but in March, when the contract expired, one university advertised for another tender, an open tender. And the results for that open tender, the lowest bid was over and above the budget. And since an open tender takes 30 days, between 28 to 30 days, it was impracticable to again advertise for another tender in May because closure...
Excuse me, just hold it there. The tender expired when?
The tender expired in March,
When did you send out the advert for the new tender?
within the same month.
Why? And that's why we're talking about contract tracking. You're supposed to, a minimum of 3 months to advertise for renewal or even extension. You notify the existing service provider that we're in the process of renewing. Are you agreeable for the renewal? So from a procurement perspective, it's still a fault. You don't advertise within the same month. You're supposed to have done it 3 months prior to that. So according to you, what were the major differences that shot up the prices?
When the contractors came, the bidders came for the site visit, they looked at the scope and they said that the scope is too big. And so when they went to court, they brought in results which were over the budget.
But the scope was drafted by you when you're calling in the bidders to bid.
I called them for site visits to see the scope.
So how different was that scope and the previous scope?
The previous, I think the previous contractor did actually not participate.
But I'm asking, when you first send out the expired contract, you had a scope of works.
Yes.
Now, the scope of works that you used for the new bid was different, right?
No, it was just the same. They just came for site visit. The scope was the same.
So are you trying to say that the previous service provider was so cheap that he was doing a bigger scope on less amount, and the rest that bidded came up with a high amount?
No, there was a report. I had just joined the university. There was a report for unsatisfactory performance from that contractor who was there previously.
And why do you think that was the story?
The reason given was that the monies which they were being paid or they had bidded for was not enough for the scope. So the cleaning services were not good enough.
So then why did you doubt the new bids that had come in, which were based on the realistic scope?
Now the contravention was the amount that had been allocated in the budget.
But you should have gone back to the budget and said, look, this is the reality. That's why you're there as a technical person, to advise the institution. What was the minimum or the best quote you got from the new bids?
26 million.
26 million. And what had you budgeted for?
14 million.
14 million. Okay. And currently what is happening?
Currently, we try to engage government employees, 2 men from 2. And even then, they brought in a quote of 23 million.
So, TUM, that is Technical University. Yeah? So you've engaged them now?
We are in the process of engaging them, but they brought in a quote of 23 million and our budget is 16 million.
So, but them, they've got in-house. They provide the service as part of income generating.
Yes.
Okay, now, VC, if your counterpart has in-house cleaning services, have you considered that and did a cost-benefit analysis to have a similar one?
Yes, sir, we have considered that, and we are in the process of starting our PWANI University Enterprise Limited. We have gotten the go-ahead from our council, and council is meeting this Friday to look at some of the issues they had raised so that we can go that direction. So yes, we are.
So, and who is doing the cleaning services now for you?
We have engaged casual workers.
So you're still working with the casuals, which you can't explain to this committee why you did not renew the contract before the other one expires. So that question still spends, it's not answered. And probably I want to ask the auditor, was there money lost?
Thank you, Chair. Our main concern here was that issue of where the amounts are classified, but the money was not lost. They paid casuals.
But again, for casuals, sometimes you don't know if they are also ghost casuals. My thinking is, Chair, through you, that you think of G2G, involve TUM, right? Technical University of Mombasa, as you also try to expedite your own enterprise. But again, we've seen that most of these enterprises within the universities are not, they're not really bringing, they become a burden. So I think try to look where you can concentrating on the knitting, as they say in the strategic management, and see where you can make more money. Don't create a cleaning enterprise, because that might be their core. So you think again where you could try and also generate your own income, but not necessarily replicating that. I think the best thing will be to operate within the books, because it's allowed, G2G. Engage them and get out of this casual business.
Well, good.
Auditor, have you analyzed the figures? If they were to stick on the contract, to extend the contract, and the casuals, the figures, have you analyzed them?
Sorry, Chair, I must admit that that bit I've not.
Because then you can't say there's no money lost.
Chair.
You need, yeah, I'm coming to you. You need to analyze the figures and say in 3 months, process A of casuals, they have spent amount X. In 3 months, extension of project B, process B, amount X plus 1 or X minus 1. Then we would be able to deduce.
Thank you, Chair. Actually, we are well guided. The issue is if the contract expired in March and they exhausted the contract service budget, and then what else did they use to pay the casuals? It's still, there's a gray area there that I will ask my team.
It is illegal.
Yeah.
It is illegal because one would, of course, understand why they were to go the casuals way, because the accountability process is narrow. Okay, that is the only reason. Because do you have the schedules of casuals payment? Auditor?
No, Chair, I don't have them here.
Yeah, then we can't, yes, Mwalimu teacher.
I can here you have touched what I wanted to find out from the auditor.
Okay.
I just wanted to know if he has the list of the casuals paid.
Auditor, you see, you really cannot audit or purported to have audited this issue if you do not have the schedules. We don't know who are the workers, these casual workers, and do an analysis on the financial terms so that we are able to tell where we stand.
Chairman, something else,
Yes.
which I still insist from the auditor. Were you surprised with the list of the casual workers? That's one. Before you answer, and you looked at the cleaning services at 11,477,000, budgeted 13 million. What happened to the difference of the two? Then, these casual workers, where were they coming from? And was it legal? Was it, there was no budget for them, there was no budget for casual workers, where did this money come from? And that's when I asked, is the VC running the university as a kiosk, whereby you will move money from this account, come and pay so and so, and then do this, and they put it there, and that kind of a scenario. And what makes you believe, if you have not been surprised the list of casuals, what makes you believe that money was not lost? And that amount, the difference amount has not been yet accounted for.
Yes, Auditor, respond to that, then we come to
Yeah, thank you, Chair.
epicenter.
Actually, even as late as yesterday, we asked the client to provide us with the council authority that authorized them to pay the casuals. And it's like they said they didn't find any reason to go back to the council to approve. And I also, it's only that I don't have access to the system which was being used by our office then. I had not requested for right, but I can be given. And I stand well guided, Chair. If you give us time, we will supply you that information on the casuals paid. I know our auditors who audited that financial year, they must, because our procedures require so, they must have.
How long do you need? 1 week?
A week, Chair.
Yeah, you get to us, and the committee will make a decision on this without further consultation to you. Yes, epicenter.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I think we have gone round about this issue, and we would demand to have a list of the casuals against what was being paid. Let's get the list of the casuals against what they were paid, so that we can get to see how we arrived at this 11 million also. I think we need to have that, because as a university, I think they should have a clear record on this.
Guided, thank you so much.